another one of Boxing 5's initiatives, which obviously from a team's point of view, we're always looking for new things, and I think this one is for the boxers, which we try and do a lot for them, but I think this one will give the boxers incentives on the tournament, and we'll go through it and explain to you what it is. We're launching what we call the Fight of the Night belt. So what it is what it says. The Fight of the Night, which will be the judging of the fight for the 9th of December, will be done by Andre, who was the ratings committee for many years, and I think he's seen enough fights to be able to decide which is a good fight and which is the best fight. And he's independent, so that's nice. And then the other independent person that we've asked to be part of the panel is Heki Butler, who's also been around a long time. So I think we've taken it away from the Boxing 5 team so that there can be no discrepancies, or people can feel, well, you know, they pick their fighters or this fighter or that fighter. This is for boxing. The Fight of the Night is the people that put on the best fight. So with that in mind, we got the idea, because what we did is, you'll see the other belt that's on the table, and I think we've already launched it, but I thought it would be an ideal opportunity to also advertise this belt. And this is an achievement belt which was made. It's called the Duma Lanati Achievement and Eastern Cape Achievement belt, but that's for amateurs. So what we do is, what we thought about is also you need to incentivize amateurs. It's not just about professional fighting. Where does this professional fighter start? They start their careers in the amateur ranks. And we find a lot of amateurs achieve things and it just goes into, it gets no recognition. And so what we did is, it was done quickly, where there were two amateurs that went, well, there was a few amateurs that went to the African Championships, and there were two fighters that won medals. Riaz and Malaki, the same way. So what we did is, we had the belt made, and we went down there and supported the amateurs in the Eastern Cape. And funny enough, two boys that did well at this year's Africa Games. One was from Quebec in Port Elizabeth, and one was from East London. It just coincided like that. We were down at an amateur tournament, and we launched the belt with the liquor board, with the gambling board, and with the powers that be in East London as amateurs, because they felt that they want to support the amateurs to give them the longevity to want to become professionals, but they also want them to feel that they're able to get somewhere and stay in boxing and then turn pro, not just say, well, I'm not going to be an amateur, let me just go be a pro. So two of them got given this award, and it was presented by Naduma down there, and it will continue. When there's achievements that have been achieved by the amateurs, we believe that once you get recognition, what it does, it actually makes boxing people, it makes it that incentivizes boxer, and it becomes that they want to be in boxing, and there's something in boxing, and it's not just, well, I box and nothing gets done about it. So for instance, it's been spoken about that sequence was, he won the Africa gold, and he was unbeaten. And to me, that's a hell of an achievement. And someone like that would get that belt. So he's got that belt to prove whatever else he's got, but that just says, well done from the boxing fraternity. So that's what that's about. And then to get on to this belt, yeah, we designed it. Once we did that one, we said we want to do one for Boxing 5. And this is the one we've come up with. I think it's, we found manufacturers, as you can see, we had a few made, so it's not just going to be this tournament, and not every fight gets one, no, it's the fight of the night. And then it's very pleasing to announce that we have a new sponsor, and what we, as a board, we sat and we spoke about it, and we said, why don't we bring in a sponsor just for this belt on the night? And Omar from TSE Big Macs and his team, we approached them and they've come on board. And it's coincidental, but I think if you see, it's almost if it was meant. If you see his logo, that is his logo. He didn't make his logo to suit the belt. His logo is that X, which is TSE Big Macs. Omar, we want to thank you for coming on board. And just to announce that on the 9th, the winner of the best fight of the night will be given a 3,000 Rand bonus, and the loser will be given a 2,000 Rand bonus. But the winner will get the belt. So just bear that in mind. I don't know if the boxers feel that it's something to fight for. I know it's not about the money, we do it for the love. But imagine that belt. The interest it's going to cause amongst the fighters. And that's why we thought we'd like the guys to come here. We'd like everyone to be told about it and not just normally these fights, the purse money for the best fight, at a way you stand up and say, okay guys, on Saturday night, whoever does this is what you're going to get. But I think when fighters see this is what's on display and what you can achieve, I think it will create a lot of encouragement for the boxers. So with that, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor, thank you to the Navy's marketing guys for working with us, and we look forward to a long relationship with you, and thank you for coming through and being part of it. Not only did he sponsor the belt, he's also bought tickets, taken the table, and just to let you know, he's in the trucking business, and his market, he tells us, is exactly what boxing is, the truckers. So he's going to also be pushing boxing on his web pages and with his customers. So that's what you need. You know, it's not just a passive person that's coming in. He wants to be part of it and wants to go along with the journey. And I thank you and your team very much. Thanks very much. So I think maybe because he's got a belt, should we let Laduma say a few words? He's always got a lot to say, hasn't he?
I'm not sure about that. Hi everyone. I'm excited for the tournament. Looking at the fighters, it reminds me also, just yesterday, I used to sit like that, wait for the guy. But I actually want to thank the sponsor to come on board. Thanks our partners, No Doubt Management, Roll Gear, Boxing 5, everyone that is here. Thank you so much. And you guys fighters, make us proud. We're with you there, but we don't fight for you. We just love you and support what you're doing. And to everyone, thank you so much again.
I don't know, we're going to call him Mr. Colin. David.
Call me anything. Call me the guy who's fighting the cause for PSA. Good morning, everyone. On that note, I just want to talk about Boxing 5. We've had an incredible year. It's also been a very nerve-wracking year. Laduma, if I may, Laduma got sent to hospital with Nick Ball, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we don't know what's going on. Larry, myself, Mark, Riaz, we're all pacing up and down. The next thing, the doctor comes out and says, look, guys, we need the next of kin. And we were like, listen, we don't actually have Laduma's mom's number now. From Laduma's girlfriend at the time was my wife. Congratulations on that. And eventually we got hold of his mom's number. And then the next thing is we wanted to know what the update was medically with Laduma. And the doctor would refuse to give us any information. Larry and I were sitting next to each other. Next thing, the doctor goes back in. 5 minutes later, a body bag comes out. So Larry and I look at each other. I think Riaz was in another dimension with Mark. And I look at Larry and I say, is that what I think it is? And Larry looked at me and said, yes. Now, did we think it was Laduma? Not so sure. Probably like that, no. But there was always that chance. So I just want to say, Laduma, thank you, man. You're a walking miracle. Just what an experience. It was a nightmare going through that. We live to tell the tale, we can laugh about it now. But you know, Boxing 5, we really had some hectic moments. Administratively as well, Schloss, it's great to see you. I think everyone woke up this morning with new vigor, knowing that there's a new incoming board for Boxing South Africa. It's been a very trying year administratively, specifically for Boxing 5's license, because we were stalled on 2 events. We wanted to have an additional two events and we couldn't. So we here to say the product's getting better. Our venue's just obviously, this is now the hub of Johannesburg boxing. And from a standpoint of us, is that we're not going anywhere. So I'm just looking very forward to the new year. Let's talk about this event though. So I think our main event, world-class super flyweights, Sequence Lokotoli. Very excited about this guy. I think he's going up against a tough Namibian. He's been to South Africa twice. He lost a very controversial decision in East London to Gideon Buthelezi. He's strong and he's capable. He went 10 rounds with youngest Nimbo. And I feel that next year is going to be Sequence's year. He's already in the top 10 of the IBF. Look to him for him on the 9th of December. We're going to elevate him and obviously push him towards an eliminator, and then if he wins that world title. So I believe 2024 is going to be his year to shine. I really do.
Yes.
And I talk about the heavyweights. You know, there was a saying in the UK years ago that there's boxing and then there's heavyweights. Like every show wants to have a heavyweights about on it, and I think we got a cracker in the former South African heavyweight champion and Josh Pretorius going up against Kurt Stradum's guy, Sean Pokito, and I think that's going to be an exciting cracking fight over 8 rounds. We've got Atit Kosi Plaikis, who was a brilliant amateur. He's been inactive for over a year now. He's 6-0. He's looking to make his mark. It's going to be his first fight under the Laduma Lamati and Brumzili for Boxing 5. So we're looking for a big year for him next year if he wins on Saturday. And then we've got Frank Sotimero, one of the flyweights in our team, and I think he's also just getting better and better. And don't forget our little boy, well, not so little anymore, Joshua Feldman. He is the baby of the team, 19 years old. He fought recently 6 weeks ago. We want to really push him hard for next year, and I believe he's a really talented southpaw. And Ishmael Kadi is one guy that I'm really excited about. He's back. He nursed an injury. He's back now. Top 10 in the South African featherweight division. And I'm really looking forward to this kid smoke. There's a few guys that we're starting to pencil in for next year for African. And I have to say IBF African Championships. Katlego Kanisa, Gauteng provincial champion at the moment. I think everyone knows my stance here with the current board that I refused any of my athletes fighting for provincial and national championships until there's a new board. That's going to happen next year. So we're not ruling out the fact that we could be contesting for provincial and national titles. But I have spoken to the team. We want to start incorporating IBF African Championships. Katlego Kanisa is one of them. Ishmael Kadi is one of them. Kevin Truta is another one of them who's obviously firmly on our vision next year. So it's just looking forward to a really exciting fight card on the 9th of December. And I want to thank you for investing in Boxing 5. We believe that you've done the right thing. And again, you know, our motto is always simple. We'll always put the fighters first. And I'm hoping with the new incoming board, and I know Sifiso is one of those guys. I've worked with him before. He always put fighters first, and I think that's the most important thing. It's one of our mottos in this company is that the fighters have to come first. So looking forward to a great event, the last one for the year, and we're looking for a lot of momentum for our product for Boxing 5 coming through next year for 2024. Thank you.
Here's a man of few words. So also I think just to let you know that we don't forget the ladies. We do have Andy Swart coming up from Panta. She was supposed to fight on our bull the last time and the fight pulled out. Anyway, we've got her coming up fighting on this bull. And so we do, you know, we don't want to get lambasted by not being faithful to the women in boxing. Where we can, we do put on our fighters. Our last tournament, we had Hedda, so that always bodes good for the tournament. And then something else I'd like to just mention while we got everybody here and Aiden's doing this. So, and he mentioned about Laduma being an island. So it was something that we learned about very quickly. I know Colin had been through it before, but as Boxing 5 years and I hadn't been through it. But we learned about We had one boxer that got injured and had his jaw broken, but we learned quickly about that too. But there's a few things we're going to be looking for in the new year, is to obviously look at insurance for guys, and something else. And we have our Nyaka Incorpias representing a legal entity. It's come up with a great idea for the boxers, but we'll need a small bit of sponsorship where it's a collective payment, where a boxer will pay, I don't know, say 50 Rand, 100 Rand a month, but when he needs a letter to be sent to, I don't even know how to say it, promoter, PSA, he needs legal help, and they will do it, because there will be that money there, that they can all be supported. And I think it's long overdue that boxers will be looked after in that way, that they won't be taken advantage of, like they get taken advantage of. But we'll announce that and get people out and get them to it once we then find a sponsor and we know how many boxers there are. So we need to work with, obviously we look at the Gauteng guys first, because this is where we're based, but we look at the SA, the BSA guys, and find out from DC. And I also want to thank him for being here. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here, DC. Thank you. Appreciate it. And that is what's in the future. And I think it bodes well for the future if that's things that are going to be looking at. And there's a legal firm that wants to take up and look at some policy, or look at even just having something in case there's a death or something for the boxers. So those are things we're going to be championing, and I think if that's in place, we're stepping in the right direction. While we're here, and I've got the belts here, and I don't want to drag it on too long, I also thank Patrice for his support and getting these sponsors to support the tournament, and all the guys with RDG and all the sponsors, it always helps. You know, we do it. We do it on our own, and with the help of sponsors, we're getting there. But thank you so much. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly present two people in Ireland with this achievement about of Ladumas. One of them is an ex-fighter that was unreal in looking after him. A guy by the name of Carl Franklin. Do you know the name? Do you remember the name? He never missed a day, and he looked after him like you can't believe. So we're going to be sending them one of these achievement medals to say thank you. And the other one is Stephen and Diane Nelson, who put up Riaz and myself and Laduma's mom and his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, now his wife. Put them up and looked after them and made sure they were taken care of while we were back home doing what we needed to do, and they are going to be sent about to say thank you. So to me, it's coming from you and Boxing 5. Just want to say thank you to them, and much appreciated what they do. They stood up and be counted. I know a lot of people said, oh, we're praying and we're doing this, and people, we want this and we'll do that. But very few people actually stand up and come forward. So just for them, I'd like to give them a big round of applause. Thank you. And guys, that's it really. We look forward to having a bumper show here on the 9th. And we're happy to get the boxers up here, and anyone to ask the media guys or whoever to ask the boxers, Hayden, the boxers some questions, the guys that are fighting on the 9th, who the show is about. Guys, it's up to you. You've got to make it happen. You know, Hayden, what is the question? Hayden's always got a question.
I've got some questions.
But from our side, Boxing 5 side, thanks very much. Andre, thank you. Heki, thank you for being part of it. And we look forward to this going from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
Sorry, there's just one fighter that I forgot to mention was Shane Strader, Creed Moyo. Very exciting prospect in the welterweight division. He's also one of our kids that we're looking forward to building, and towards the end of next year we're looking at doing an African championship for him. Because he's from Zimbabwe, he won't be eligible to fight for a South African title. But Creed Moyo is also, he's a big ticket seller for us, good looking kid, punches hard, very charismatic, and he's one of the guys that we're really looking forward to. He keeps winning, and he'll be fighting for an African championship towards the end